Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Something a bit different this time. So I am quite a frequent visitor to Reddit. I do it while I'm at work, when nothing is going on. I do it at home quite a bit because honestly there's a lot of downtime and sometimes you just want to read some random bullshit on Reddit. And whenever I'm not doing anything, usually I'm on Reddit or Facebook. Well, Facebook not so much because Facebook kind of sucks. But I'm usually on Reddit, and one of the subreddits I frequent the most is Am I the Asshole? There's a lot of good posts on this subreddit. Every day there's some new bullshit story, and it's fucking, it's a great point of discussion, and I have a feeling that a lot of these posts are probably made up. It wouldn't surprise me at all if a majority of these posts are made up, because how easy is it to go on fucking Reddit and just make up some bullshit story and get like 10k fucking karma. I mean, if I had the time, I'd make up a fucking great story, but I don't think karma is that fucking important, to be quite honest. But I thought about starting a new series where I go over some of the top Am I the Asshole Reddit threads, and I give my own sort of verdict. And I don't know, it's just something different, something, experimental, something I could try. And, because I want to expand my horizons on YouTube a bit. I just don't want to do, game videos. I want to do videos about other things as well. And I'm just sort of dipping my toe into the proverbial ocean, if you will. So I'm getting started with I think it's the highest voted non-update post on the website on this particular subreddit. So we got, Am I the Asshole? Pursuing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard. So this one, you read the title and you go, okay, I think I've already made my verdict here, but the story is just absolutely infuriating. So let's have a read, shall we? So I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in Feb 2019. A couple months ago, I bought my first house that had a 2.5 car garage. Excuse me. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during the whole crisis, and the whole time he has hated this car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her tough luck, it's my house, and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Understandable. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles. Very suspicious. Making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realized I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked it so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis and all parts, and take it to the local dump scrapyard. Oh man, I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer, and as I have all the receipts for all that money spent, and I think have her on my house security cam footage letting in the guys and watching them take it all, I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk, and that she cannot pay back all the money that I spent, and that I should just let it go. But I've been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for a year and a half now, and god damn it if I'm not going to get justice for what she did. Am I the asshole? Well now, I mean this is a pretty clear-cut case of this guy is not the asshole. This is the case of a woman who's moved in with this guy and now she thinks she is the fucking boss of this place. I've never experienced this phenomenon myself, but I've heard lots of horror stories of guys or women moving in with their boyfriend, and all of a sudden they're in charge of the place that they've owned for, you know, several years now. And this is like a textbook example of that sort of story. And it's like, it's a doozy. It's like, it's not like, oh, she threw away my, you know, my Funko Pop collection or something. This is like, she threw away $11,000 worth of car parts and stuff. Like, that's not an insignificant amount. That's quite the, you know, big amount of money. And I think anyone would be pissed off about that, unless you were the biggest, like, most spineless guy ever. I mean, who wouldn't take her to court? She sounds like an absolute fucking, you know, dream to be with. Moves into your place and then fucking chucks your shit away. Like, fuck that. Anyway, there is a happy ending to this. They found his car. The guys in the junkyard didn't scrap it. They actually kept it for themselves. So this is a case where people doing the wrong thing actually ended up being good. I think they had their own plans for the car. Even they knew, like, okay, this is really dumb. Why would we be... I can't speak English. Why would we scrap this? And why would we throw it away? Well, we should just keep it. So thankfully this guy ended up being, you know, very lucky. But this woman, don't go out with this woman, for the love of God. Alright, now next up we have, am I the arsehole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My co-workers who work weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. Then we got Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff. Like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad do you have to be a grown-ass man taking your anger out on high school and college kids? This sort of reminds me of that video that's been going around of the guy throwing the milkshake at the poor women behind the counter of that, like, shake shop or whatever, and he's full on ready to, like, fight a bunch of high schoolers. It's kind of depressing. So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. So one day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do a thing about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting at him too. So he was just like, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I started acting real sad, like, "No, please don't fire me. Like, my family needs the money. I need this job. Please." And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack, like, "It isn't that big of a problem, you don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." And James was like, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." Of course, after all that drama, I still had my job and we were just acting. And we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time, the person who had come in angry will apologize and say that they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money fired. Am I the arsehole for this joke? This story straight away reminds me of that bit in The Simpsons where Homer goes in for the free, it's some sort of mechanical service, I can't remember what it is, he has like a coupon for it. And it turns out that he's like fucking, he's getting conned. And the manager comes in and he's like, "Oh, you can't let this guy go on with his 4, you know, tires. You're fired." And then Homer's like, "I wish I could turn back time and get 4 more new tires." It reminds me of that. It's that sort of bit. But this guy is not the asshole. He's not conning people into spending more money. He's fucking giving these people, like, you know, a taste of their own medicine almost. I guess that's not the right word, not the right phrase, but it is like super satisfying to see people come in, be assholes, and then all of a sudden they're fucking nice when shit hits the fan. Like, it is just, like, so fucking... And I mean, in customer service, it always seems to happen with fast food jobs and stuff as well. Like, people will come in like, the worst of moods. Like, I don't know why. Like, I've worked at retail stores, and I've never really had anyone come in with a horrible mood, you know, saying, you know, having a go at me, yelling at me about shit. I've never had that, thankfully. But, like, and I think it's like it happens a lot in America, I think, too, because, you know, in Australia, I mean, I have seen people blow up, you know, at customer service people, you know, and it happens everywhere, but I feel like it happens the most in America. It seems to be a thoroughly American problem, but I think it is nice to, you know, tell these people that, hey, your fucking actions may actually have consequences, you know, your little tirade, your little fucking, you know, upset, you know, tantrum could actually get people fired. So I think this is harmless fun, and it teaches people to not be fucking assholes. So I'll let this one pass. Alright, I think I'll do one more. So this one is, would I be the arsehole for refusing to stop cooking bacon in my kitchen due to my teenage daughter's vegan lifestyle? Alright, this already involves vegans, so I'm gonna slap a fucking, not the arsehole already, but, you know, let's just read it already. Let's just read it, you know, just in case there is some big plot twist. Dad here, old fart, loves his daughter to pieces, but I'm struggling to see eye to eye with my teenager and wife on this one. We've always been a meat-eating family. We live in the rural Midwest, and bacon for breakfast is pretty much a given. This year my 14-year-old daughter decided to go vegan, and I jumped onto her support team with enthusiasm. We learned how to substitute ingredients, cook new things, try new things, and I adjusted our budget to include more expensive vegan substitutes for her, etc, etc. None of this has been a problem for me until recently. She saw me cook bacon in a pan, and then I rinsed it out to load in the dishwasher. She exploded in anger. Teen years, I'm not too fussed about the anger explosion, I know she doesn't mean it, and said that was her pan for vegan food. I was completely floored and said, kiddo, this here is a family pan, older than you, it's not your pan. She asked me to purchase her a pan that she can solely use for vegan food. I didn't want her to feel weird about food, so I said sure, and ordered her a few coloured ones that are only for her. The reason they're coloured is so it helps me remember that I'm not to touch them unless I'm cooking vegan. That wasn't good enough. Now apparently the dishwasher is contaminated with animal product, and the fridge has bacon grease fingers on it, because I eat bacon and then touch the fridge. And then she's asked me and her mum to completely stop eating meat at home. I don't mean I literally touch the fridge with greasy bacon hands because I wash my hands, but it's clearly enough that it upsets my daughter. Frankly, I'm on team hell no. Her mum is much more amenable and strongly wants me to consider taking our daughter up on the request. My wife's reasoning is that both our parents live close so we can eat meat products there, and that she doesn't want our daughter to feel uncomfortable in the kitchen. My daughter says she's fine with cheese and butter in the fridge, but specifically meat products that make her feel sick. Now I'm sorry for her, but I feel like she just needs to adapt and live side by side, because I'm not going to stop eating bacon in my own house. And that pretty much seals it there. At the end of the day, it's his house, and I think the 14-year-old daughter is fucking overreacting. Like, I mean, she is a teenager, and teenagers tend to overreact, and who knows, maybe it's even a phase where in a couple of years she'll be like, you know what, meat is kind of fucking nice. I should probably start eating meat again. And it's just, what gets me is the entitlement that she wants the dad to stop eating bacon in his own house. And she's saying that the pan that, you know, he cooks stuff in is her pan, even though he's had the pan longer than she's been around. So that to me, that just rubs me the wrong way. And this is a sort of attitude that that fucking makes people not like vegans. Like, this is why vegans and vegetarians are like the punching bags of the internet, because they pull shit like this and say that they're the victim when they're fucking, you know, they're fucking vegetable dictators. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny. Anyway, the dad is clearly not the asshole. The daughter is a teenager, and I'd probably take a whatever she says with a grain of salt. And like, if she really wants, like, fuck it. I mean, when does it stop? Like, she'll probably want her own fridge for her own products and stuff like that. Like where does it end? You gotta draw your line in the sand and be like, okay, you know, enough's enough. This is my house, you know. Like how hard is it to fucking like let other people do what they want to do and not cram your lifestyle down everyone else's throats? That fucking pisses me off more than anything. Anyway, so that's the end of the video. I'm not sure if this will fucking do any good. Who knows? But if you enjoyed this series, I'll fucking do more. I'll find some more posts to talk about, and I'll do more of these. You know, I'll fucking, you know, and maybe I'll do some other Reddit related things and whatever. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like. You know, comment, tell me what you think of this series, and I will take your feedback into consideration. And I'm always here to improve, and hopefully I can entertain for as long as I can. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Cheers.